and yeah, TK, and then I can just I can do subregion. I don't know what the subregion will be. Oh, I can select region. Cool. Uh, I'm just gonna select the subregion of like the of where the voice data shows up. Oh, sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing because on screen or because it's off screen. But like, yeah, select region. I'm just gonna make it so like just this little box at the top, because like the chat GM never has to see the other stuff that's going on. But like this is like the part that's interesting to them. What appears in this little window here is of interest. So yeah, so then I just so I do that, and then okay. And now I just have like the little I have the little voice data thing just kind of hanging out, I guess. So I can just edit scene and move this. Oh yeah, I want it to be like in the background or something. But I can just be like so yeah, let's move it down. Let's move it below the sky. Below the sky. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so now it's now like I don't have to have it activated like all the time, but like when someone takes over as chat GM, I can just enable that little box and then sorry, I'm just gonna make the screen look weird for a second so that I can get it positioned okay. I just want it to be as low as I can make it without hold on, wait. I can't tell. Does it? Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna go. Sorry. Just to line this up, I'm gonna go to the river because the river is very low on the horizon, and go to river because it's the river's very low on the horizon, so I can get the I can get this thing looking how I want it. Oh, well, hold on. Yeah, because if there's a dark right now, if there's like a dark background behind it, you can see the bottom of it, which I don't necessarily like. So I'm just gonna slide it down a little bit, I guess. How's that look? You still see a little bit of the transparency, but I don't want to necessarily like hide the text that shows up there. So how's that look? Does that look okay? I kind of have to see it with a dark background. So hold on, I'm trying to. That looks fine. I think that looks fine. All right. Sorry for making everything look so weird. All right, I'll. So right, so now wait, I'm just gonna click into array mode. So now you can see like as the now as the event happens, you can actually get an idea of like what's going on with the event. Well, all right, no one's participated in it yet. Oh wait, Cheeseman Panda, hey, how's it going? Welcome. Sorry, I was really into what I was doing, and so I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, like so yeah, right now it's just updating with like 0 whatever. Oh, I guess if you're on mobile, that's like totally not legible, is it? Right? Like you probably just like can't even read that, huh? I don't know. I don't necessarily plan on changing it. I mean, I could just zoom it and make it bigger. Uh, Actually, yeah, that may be fine. But like I said, I'll wait until like we actually have a chat GM, and then we can make it look all nice and pretty and stuff. But for now, we now have that capacity. So yeah, so if there was like a right, because this is like what I look at, like that's the little frame that I look at to tell whether oh oh you know what I want to do though. Yeah, huh. I the thing I was talking about earlier, like I might always make top list like not based on influence. I might always make top list based on participation first and influence second. Yeah. I think influence does enough in the game. Like influence literally chooses like the victor the success condition a lot of the time. So uh I think that's like enough. We can we can still yeah, because what was occurring to me is that like this list that shows up here, like this list doesn't show up differently based on the event type, and so like right now, it'd be a little, yeah, 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 I'm gonna do that thing that I just said. Uh, so all right, I'm gonna put that away for now. I can bring it back when we need it. And yeah, so I'm gonna change. I'm just gonna change it. So like right now, it's like we uh, we put together the top list based on the event type. So in event type 4 and 5, we go by action dictionary, whereas in the other event types we go by influence dictionary. But we're just gonna go by action dictionary. We're just gonna go by action dictionary. So I'm just gonna comment in case I change my mind later. I'm not even gonna bother like deleting this. I'm just gonna comment it out, and then I'm just gonna unindent this. And yeah. Um, the reason that I'm doing that is that it's hard to tell in chat. Like you can't tell just by looking at chat who has what amount of influence. And the thing like with ad libs, oh, it's still no way mode, isn't it? Whoops. Whatever. Um, the thing about ad libs is that because like there has to be some limit to how many of these tags we process, right? Or like there has to be some like we can't literally like Trusty Bard literally can't tell us the outcome for like 1,000 different action tags. I mean, he could, but it would take forever, and it'd be spammy in the chat channel and stuff like that. And the other thing is that like for certain event types, like the game would just be crazy. Like imagine like an event type 5 or event type 4 with like 1,000 different chat tags. In order to get an event type 4 with 1,000 different chat tags, you would have to get literally all 1,000 chat tags to be like relatively even in terms of distribution. So instead, like I think what we're gonna do is just go based on huh. Just go based on the sheer number. Um so I guess one thing we could do is we could the three that are gonna win, we could actually show on screen. Because that would like I'm just trying to think like how like I basically want to do as much as I can to kind of like to get people to like kind of start to like group around like the ones that are going to actually like be deciding the outcome of the event. Because like if like I as much as I encourage people to be creative, but like creativity is important, but then it's not just about creativity, it's also about like creativity and like actually accomplishing something, I guess. So like it's about like I don't know how to describe it exactly. uh yeah, maybe we'll do that. And then because right now we show nothing on screen during that type of event. During an ad lib we just it's just it looks just like there's no event actually happening, except that there's no name tags showing up. The only hint that it's happening is that there are no name tags showing up. So, uh, yeah, maybe. Um, and then I might see the thing about that is that I tend not to show stuff like that on screen because all of that stuff, like anything that players can just input into chat, like I'm hesitant to show it on screen because like unless I'm hey, congratulations to whoever leveled up, by the way. Was that you, Flea Bomb? Maybe, I don't know. And then uh yeah, anything players can just say in chat and have appear automatically on screen, that's a little bit like I prefer to be able to filter those things. But I guess I mean Twitch names do that already, so like people can get some pretty gnarly stuff to show up on screen. So maybe I probably shouldn't stress about that. Yeah. I guess, yeah, maybe it's something to try. Maybe we should try that. Maybe we should try that. Um, so I guess what do we do then? We say, so then on, when we update the voices data, I guess maybe we'll update that too. Oh, so I guess, yeah, I guess I'm basically going to do like like an actual implementation of basically that little cheaty like window thing that I just made. Like I'm gonna make like actually like build that into the game now, I guess. Okay, maybe. um the other thing that occurred to me that I could do is like I could show on those things, like I could actually show like influence levels on that thing. Like right now, they're just like the action tags are just like these fixed things that show up on screen. But like I could make it so that like they're actual like I could actually like use that screen space as like indicators of like how the event is going. Um, because that's the other thing is like well, so it would be at stream delay is the funny thing. So it wouldn't necessarily be like the greatest tool in terms of like strategy because like people who are participating in the event, like if they watched like the stream delay, like they wouldn't actually know exactly like how things were turning out. They'd be like getting it um yeah, I don't know. It could almost in some cases it could almost be more misleading than helpful, but it was another thing that just occurred to me that I could do. So like I don't know, why not? Maybe. Um, I don't know how I do that exactly. Um, I mean, I could just do it something like very simple. Like I could just like literally put like the number because like I have the percentage symbol in my character set, so I could just use the percentage symbol for like that's how we tend to communicate those things. Like uh we yeah, what would I want to do? I might want to I might want to communicate more than just oh yeah, I was gonna say I might want to communicate more than just like more than just the percentage or whatever. Like I could actually communicate the the potential outcome of that event. But the thing about that is that it'd be different for different event types, right? Because like for event type 1 and event type 0, there's no way to indicate like what the possible outcome will be for that event because literally the outcome of the event is chosen randomly at the end of the event. So for those it would just be like perpetually gray. Um, but for like event type 2, like whichever one's winning, I could show as like green, and like the other one could be shown as like red or whatever. Uh, that would be the easier of the two. Uh, no, I shouldn't get that. I probably shouldn't do that. I mean, I might want to do that at some point. But the thing is, like, I basically have to do like full event conclusion processing. Like, I basically have to do like this whole thing, like this whole chunk here. Like, this is how we calculate those outcomes. So like, I basically have to like repeat all of this stuff, just every time we updated that data, and like I update that stuff like every 10 seconds or so. So like that'd be a bit of extra processing. Maybe it's entirely doable. Maybe it's entirely feasible and fine and stuff, but I don't know. I don't know about that. I'll have to think that through. But yeah, no, the action tags thing should be fairly straightforward actually. Because right now, I think the only reason it doesn't show action tags is just because the event doesn't have action tags. I think like as long as a current event has action tags, they automatically get like blit on screen. Um, so yeah, so I guess it's just a matter of like, oh gosh, again, like if I add this feature in, I really hope I can trust you guys. We'll see. Um, because I don't want to like ban people over this feature. I'm just thinking like, however I add this in, I should have like a very clean way that I can remove it, just in case in case we are unable to be responsible with it. I mean, I do have the purge tool, so I can purge. Oh, I haven't tested. Oh, I should test the purge tool. Yeah, that's something I should test because I put it in and I haven't actually tried it yet. Okay. Um, so where's the voices stuff? Uh, voices. Yes. So what is it? It's in the case of adlib, and there are two cases of adlib. There's this case of adlib, and there's this. Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, so for this case, oof. No, we do most of this processing anyways. I was gonna say this will be a little bit of extra processing, but not really. This is actually mostly the same. The only real difference is that Yeah, so this is the case of adlib. So for eKey in event dictionary dot keys, yeah. So then at the end, what we do is we basically say, oh yes, right. So for a key in event dictionary, yeah, right. So then, what did we put together? We put together, pl- oh yeah, wait. So I don't actually have to do it here. Right. At the end, I can before, like when we do all like the main stuff, like here we can say, okay. So for a key in action dictionary, a list. Okay, yeah. Oh right, yeah, right. Okay, so a list, yeah, a list is top list. A list is top list. So all we have to do is we just have to say, um, if curev dot adlib, uh, then we'll say curev dot actions, yeah, uh, curev dot actions equals dict, and then or lowercase d, uh, and control F was control F. Oh yeah, find, yeah. Yeah, it is. Control F, control H is find replace. I started using that one recently, also very helpful. Control G, go to line. That one I don't use as much because I don't tend to remember what my line numbers are. All right, so if Kurt have adlib, uh, so we reset the action dictionary because it could have changed from the last time. Um, from the last time we had this set up, and so then we just say for I uh, in range range what it'll be like the minimum between 3 and the length of a list. So if a list is shorter than 3, we'll only just go the length of a list. If a list is greater than 3, oh, you know what? No, this is fine. I was gonna say there's tech. Oh, yeah. Technically, there's tech that makes it so that the action tags like cycle in case there, because only 3 of them fit on screen, and it used to be in the case that if there were 4 action tags, they would cycle through. But we can't have 4 action tags anymore. I was gonna say like we'll want it so that the cycling is lined up with the with this update, so that they're not like jittering and like updating on like weird alternating cycles, um, or poorly aligned cycles or anything like that. But yeah, let's let's do what? Um, you know, just is like it's not a big deal, but you know, what's kind of irking me is there are these like big gaps between adventures sometimes, and that's because like the adventures like the one in the blue cap and the one with the red pants like over there. There's like a wide gap between them, and what I'm doing is and like the gap that just formed like the gap between these adventures. Um, Sometimes those get inserted unnecessarily, and it's because I'm using really unsophisticated like really unsophisticated like mechanism to determine like the spacing between adventures. I should probably just change that. I should probably change it so that the spacing of adventures is less messy because I don't. It annoys me things like that. Oh hey, Tycoon, how's it going? You have a question about your game. Groggy, disoriented, just waking up. Yes. Do you think full color or black and white color scheme would be better? That is a good question. Um, my I'm tempted to say both. I'm tempted to say it would be interesting if the game could use like full color and but also have like black and white sections. Uh, I won't do that to you though. So like if so I'll say bonus points if you can make that happen. But otherwise I'll say probably just go black and white. I think there aren't as many black and white games out there. I think people tend to use the full color spectrum, and I think having just a black and white game is going to present some interesting challenges. So, yeah. So if you can do like black and white, but with like color to represent, like, I don't know what you want to use it to represent, but like if you can somehow like play with that, with the I don't know, like that sort of like difference in perception, then I think that'd be really cool. But otherwise, I'd say go black and white. Uh, uh, that would be fantastic. Yeah, if you can pull that off, I think that would be really cool. Um, so, what was I doing though? Oh yeah, I was saying, for I in range, blah blah, uh, we'll say a list index I. Oh, so yeah, so curev dot actions index a list index I, equals, I don't know, it's like I guess. Uh, yeah, I don't know. The curve actions is a dictionary for not a good reason per se, but I haven't changed it. I've just kind of like left it like that. And I think that's literally all I have to do. I think just by having it that way, then it'll make curve actions, like it'll just automatically populate curve actions on screen at the appropriate time. Where do we render that stuff? Oh, we render it higher up on the thread. So like wait, curve actions. We render it up here, right? Yeah, act keys equals curve action dot keys for I. Yeah, and act keys. Oh, so I guess I don't actually have to do it to curve actions. I could even just I could just do it directly to act keys. Although act keys gets overwritten by curve actions dot keys, so this is fine. Yeah. I think they'll just automatically get sorted in alphabetical order. I think dictionary keys get sorted in alphabetical order. I might be wrong on that, but whatever. If they like jump around like arbitrarily, like if even without changing, if they like move position, like that'll be slightly awkward. I might want to change that, but otherwise, yeah. Okay. I'm just, it's not a big deal, but I'm just gonna quickly change the thing that I was talking about with like adventure or spacing, because right now it just irks me that that there can be like there's weird like long gaps between adventures. It's not just an aesthetic thing. It's that also the longer those spaces are, the fewer adventurers fit on screen. The fewer adventures fit on screen, the harder it is to show name tags, right? Because we can only show name tags as fast as adventurers walk across the screen. So like I don't mind if there are like narrow gaps between the adventures, because like I put that in so that like they weren't literally all spaced the exact same distance apart. But it's like, yeah, right now it's like there's too much variability there. So I'm just gonna make it so that there's less variability. So, where do we handle that? It's down in oh no, it's around here. Yeah, right, it's right here. Uh, uh, if the length of parade is greater than, no, it's a little further up. Wait, is it? No, it's a little further down. No, it's a little further down. Uh, Wait, where do we do that? It's the next adventure thing. So let's look for N next adventure. Here it is. Right. So yeah. So we check. Right now we just roll. We just literally flip a coin to see if the player should enter the queue. So instead we're gonna say what are we gonna say? We're gonna say if we're gonna say like so n_adv coin equals so if n_adv coin equals 1, we'll say n_adv coin equals randint 0 1. And adv coin uh, equals either 0 or 1. Else it just equals 1. So that way we can flip a coin and sometimes it'll come up tails. But if we flipped a coin and it came up tails, we don't flip a coin the next time. We just have it come up as 1. And so now we'll say if the coin equals heads, or by which heads in this case is just the number 1. So just arbitrarily, it can either come up as 1 or 0. If it comes up as 1, that we go through and add the adventure. If it comes up as 0, then we flip the coin again. No, we don't flip the coin the next time. We just wait 1. So yeah, I guess that's not a, yeah, whatever. It's exactly like we just said. And then this is just gonna be a value, I guess. So I don't think I actually have to keep track of my variables in this like section up here. I just do for for no particular reason. All right, where did we head up the parade in this area? Parade. Oops, not sporade. Parade. Parade. Yeah, it'll just be like n add coin equals 1 for starters. Okay. Yeah. All right. So again, I'm not going to restart the script right now, but next time we restart the script, that will do stuff and stuff. Cool. All right. So save that, and then so what else? What else are we doing? Right, that was just like a brief diversion from like the... Oh yeah, so chat controls I think technically work. And because we added that feature about like the tags showing up on screen, they actually work fairly well, I guess, hypothetically. I mean, we haven't tested them yet, but they would hypothetically work pretty well. So prescripted ad-libs. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So like I was saying, prescripted ad-libs are really weird because the thing about prescripted ad-libs is that the thing about ad-libs is, like I was saying before, I choose the event type at the end based on what the I choose the event type at the end based on what the participation has been and what would make sense given the participation. So I don't know. I really don't know what exactly to be doing here. Um, what what then? Um, I could try. I don't have to do these. Like I can just leave it so that like I could just write more events. Maybe I should write more events and see if I can come up with ad libs. That'll work. Because like basically what I'd have to do is I'd have to just I just have to telegraph it. I just have to make sure like it's an like if I'm gonna do an event type 1, then that's fine. Event type 1 is easy actually. So maybe I'll just end up having a lot of like the ad libbed ones being event type 1. But if if I tried to make like event type 2, I'd have to very much I have to like let people know up front like only one of them can win. Like only one of these actions can actually succeed. Um, hmm. I don't know. I'll just start, right? It couldn't hurt to try. And if things work out great, great. And if things don't work out so great, then at least, I don't know. Maybe I'll just make other events instead then, in that case. So, um, so let's say new, uh, let's, all right, so I'm gonna make it. Yeah, so one thing I have to figure out with the new event type is like how do I annotate this because I have like a pre-established like data format, and like I now have a new data point. So I guess I can just do it like pretty simply. Like so like right now it's like event type it's event type is the first thing. So like let's say event type 1. And then so right now it's just like there's a 0 or 1 that goes here based on whether it's multi or not. And then there's the environment. So like I don't know, like ship, right, is one of the environments. I don't know that I'm necessarily gonna write a ship one right now, but uh, so uh, I don't know, like, okay, so, yeah, right, so I was just thinking for adlib, I could just add in another value here. I'll just have to run a script to go over all the events that exist currently and add this value in, because for the ones that don't have this value yet, I'll want to add it. But I'm not going to worry about that yet, because I might not even do these, so. And if I do these, there are a few things that are going to have to change. Or, like, the big thing, I guess, will just have to be how we load in this data. Because the data is going to be very different for adlib events. Because for adlibs, well, that's the other thing, is like, what do I do for the outcomes of adlibs? Like, I can't, like, right now, all the outcomes are tailored very specifically to the actions, but like the actions are chosen by the players. So like now, what do I do for outcomes? I guess like I could do it by event type instead of by the number of actions. So like for event type 1, you know, yeah, event type 1, the way we typically do it is that like one of them wins, right? Like one of them wins. Like for action 1, like one of the event types, like one of the an outcome chosen to corresponding to one of the actions is deemed most successful, or like the most. It's based on like how successful it is, and how many people chose it. So we could just have it so that like no, it's definitely not going to be like that, Yakumus. Sorry to say. That's just because well, okay, so I don't know. It's not like I like. There's going to be no game system to do that, and that's because we don't need a game system to do that. What the game is going to do, right? Because like for the like there's no reason Trusty Bard has to like repeat the player. Like the player can say an outcome, and there's no reason Trusty Bard has to say it again because the player said it in chat, and so there's no point in Trusty Bard repeating it. However, the thing that I talked about a little bit, and I've been saying is going to be a thing that'll be good for adlib events, especially is special recognition. I want to basically just change how the outcome text happens like across the board. Specifically, what I want to do is I want Trusty Bard to give a nod to the player who was like determined, like, so for each action there's going to be a player who's like determined as like the pioneer, or not like the pioneer, but like the one who, it'll probably be the person who first chose that action. So the first person to choose that action is going to be like is going to get like a nod. And so the reason that I'm mentioning this now is that I do intend on doing that. And so like at the outcome, it'll say which actions like succeeded, and it will say who was like so in the case of adlib, this person getting the special recognition is how does the adlib system work? If you've played the game before, Amish Cyborg, the adlib system works exactly like regular events, except you get to choose your own action tags. There's no predefined action tags. So, yeah, right. I call them adlibs because you kind of have to just think on your feet. You just kind of have to like, well, okay, well, I don't know, I do this. So, for example, like the adlibs that we were like testing the system with yesterday were like, or like the scenarios that we used to test the adlib system yesterday was like, oh wow, we did a lot of them, and none of them worked until later on, until much later did they actually even work. Yeah, so like you reach a wide glen. On the far side, you see a pack of wild horses stampeding in your direction. What do you do? And so it's like it's just very open ended, right? It's like it's supposed to be like a situation where a lot of things could happen, and like I basically like want them to, um, excuse me, to like I want them to be like a not like as much of a challenge to the player, but like more of like a like here's a strange situation, like what do you do sort of thing. Yeah, right. What do you do is the question. Um, and then yeah, so the prescripted ones are weird because like yeah. Uh, I think Trusty Bard. Oh yeah, right. I didn't finish my thought. Right. So Trusty Bard says which actions were successful, and says like yeah. So in the case of the ad lib, the player who gets the special recognition is the player who probably the player who first said the action. Right. It's probably the person who came up with it in the first place, and it's not always going to be that person because if someone says an action tag, and then other people say that action tag, and then the original person changes theirs to like they like unregister or whatever, they like they choose a different one or whatever, then technically like the second place person might be like the get the special recognition, or like whoever said it second, or like basically whoever said it first and then also didn't change their thing is the one who's going to get the recognition. um and then when that happens, like that person's basically called out. So if that person wants to then explain the situation, then I'd actually invite them to. Maybe I mean I could even literally invite them to, but yeah. So oh, what was that? Am I going to set up many outcomes? No, that's exactly the thing. Is in an adlib you can choose literally anything. You can do literally anything. So I'm not going to go through like you like if you like in like technically in an adlib, like a valid action is like that. That is a valid action. I'm not going to go through like literally every combination of characters that exists. It'd literally be. I don't think there's an upper limit to how long these things can be. Like I think this is technically like a valid action. Wait, hold on. I accidentally put. So I think like this is a valid action. And like, what if some trolls decide that this wins? Like, I'm not going to like go through and for every event like come up with an outcome that corresponds. Yeah, no. So I'm thinking, yeah. So like I was saying before, I'm thinking it'll be more about like it'll be about like the general uh, uh, hey, congratulations to I don't know who just leveled up, but whoever. Yeah, look at all you guys leveling up. Good job, you guys. I can't see the names on my side of the screen. Wow, look at all you leveling up. I can't see names, but I can see. I can see that a bunch of people are leveling up right now. Okay. Excuse me. So so yeah. Then oh, that was another thing I want to do is correspond the those bonus things with the environment. I guess it kind of makes sense that if you're on a boat, you can get better at swimming. But that one just struck me as kind of funny because like the boat is moving pretty fast. Like you must have gotten really good at swimming. All right. So so yeah. So that's simple enough. I guess like yeah. So here's the other things that can happen in event type one. Like here's another way to think about the event types is that in event type one, like it could go like if there are three. Let's say they're all three actions. Like in adlibs, I think it's more common that there will be all three actions represented. Unless like yeah no, unless there's very few people playing. If there's very few people playing, then there might only be two actions. But like so let's say so in event type one, all of them can turn out perfect. Or none of them can turn out perfect. All of them could turn out nice. Some of them can turn out perfect. Some of them can turn out nice. So like maybe instead of trying to like have an outcome that like references anything, like I don't even need like verbose outcomes per se. I don't know. I just kind of like them for the automated system because with the automated system is when I'm not engaged. So I want like Trusty Bard to do as much as he can in those situations. But like yeah, so I could just have like for event type one, I could have like different grades. Like I could have I could have like, you know, because there are very different varying levels of success in event type 1. In event type 0, there's basically only one possible outcome. One of them is perfect and the rest are not. Um, so for event type 0, there's really only one outcome. There's really only one outcome. All right, well this is interesting. In event type 2, there are still multiple outcomes. There are in fact three different outcomes. There's the case where one of them is perfect. There's the case where one of them is nice, and there's the case where both of them are neither. Um, in event type 3, there are different outcomes. There's the case where one of them is perfect. There's the case where one of them is nice. There's the case where two of them are nice. And then there's the case where no, at least one of them has to be nice. At least one of them has to be nice. So those are the three cases. Um, right? Or can one of them be? Wait, let me check. Let me check my thinking on that. It might be possible that none of them are nice. Um, if I go this route and I make these like outcomes based on or if I make the outcome text based on the possible outcomes. Yeah, drop some flowcharts. I'm not actually organizing my thoughts, just BT dubs. I'm actually just explaining my thoughts. Like my thoughts are pretty clear in my head, um, which is also a lot of times like if it sounds like I'm figuring something out, and when someone else says something, I immediately have an answer as to like whether yes or no I'm going to do that. It's also because like my speech is like behind my brain. Like my brain is usually here, and like the rate at which I talk is like it trails behind a little bit. So yeah. I do like drawing flowcharts though, so I might do that anyways. Um, the so for event type 3, yeah, like there are a million ways that event type 3 could work. What I'm curious about is how it does work. And for that I don't need a flowchart. I need to look at what I actually wrote for it. Specifically, yeah, okay, A count and B count. Right. So it's impossible for none of these to be nice. Because as long as one of them is higher than zero point 0.4, as long as the highest one is higher than zero point 0.4, relative to only, not even relative to all three of them. Yeah, because like if this had been relative to all three, then like with three options, you can get 33%, 33%, 33%. And in that case, none of them are higher than 40%. Um, but we're not comparing it against the whole thing. We're comparing the highest two. Um, so for example, the highest option, let's say the highest option gets like 8. Let's say there's 30 votes, right? And it goes 10 10 10, like a perfectly even split. Um, it's not going to be 10 out of 30 and come up with 33%. It's going to be 10 out of 20 and come up with 50%. 50% is higher than zero point 0.4, and so is the other 50%, because they're both going to be 50%. And so in that case, it's actually nice, nice, nice. Um, yeah. So, right, it's impossible for everything to fail. The only event types where everything can fail are event types 1, 2, and 4, I think. Because I think event type 5 is like the opposite of event type 3, in that at least one of them has to succeed. Like in order to fail, like in order for all of them to fail in event type 5, you'd need more than 100% of the vote. And I think the way we do it is like even with multi, you can't get more than 100% of the vote, because like with multi yeah, I think like once upon a time I think we did it the other way, so that like you actually could get. Well, no, actually, it was probably when I added in percentages that I changed this. Because, like, when I added in percentages, I realized, wait, it'd be weird if in a multi-event it could go, like, 60%, 60%, 60%. Like, it should be not like that. It should be 33%, 33%, 33%. So, like, yeah, we scale it and stuff. Okay, let's, yeah, so I could basically, like, maybe I'll just, so yeah, so maybe for these events, I'll just, like, So like yeah, some of these events can fail. Some of these events can like some of these events have like gradations of like what to the extent to which they can fail or not. I guess actually event type 0 is the exception. Event type 0 is the only event that is always as successful. Oh yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, it's funny. Event type 0 used to have like right now, event type 0 with prescripted events can fail because hypothetically the winning option might not get chosen. But because adlibs is entirely 100% like driven by the players, there isn't an action that doesn't get chosen. The only actions that get considered are the ones that get chosen by players. Um, uh, if I wanted to, I could change how event type 0 works for the prescripted events. I could make it so that like it only ever chooses from actions that. No, I don't want to do that. Because then it's just basically like a variant of event type 2. Because then you could like the players. I don't know. It's like an interesting challenge because then the players could cheat the system by just all choosing the same thing, which isn't going to happen very often. But no, I like event type 1. Event type 0 is supposed to represent like randomness, so I'll probably keep it like that. Yeah, all right. So yeah, so what I was getting at is apart from event type 1, event type 0, apart from event type 0, every other one can have like varying degrees of like success or failure. So I could just make yeah, so for these other event types like well so yeah, some of them have like only a few different like possible outcomes and some of them have like, hundreds, not hundreds, but like, like a significant number, like too many like possible outcomes in terms of like success or failure. So maybe I'll just like come up with like a threshold like of like if literally like let's say if everything's perfect that's like 100%, and if like nothing's perfect or nice then that's 0%, and then just come up with like thresholds, and so then like so then we can just have like depending on like how much is nice, how much is so like if everything's nice that'd be 50%, but if like one thing's nice and one thing's perfect and one thing's neither then that's also 50%, and like like something like that. Because then I guess like that would mean that like with event type with event type 0, then I guess actually with even with event type 0, I guess there is technically some variation in no, with event type 0 there can technically be variation in the outcome, because hypothetically in an adlib event, event type 0, if literally everyone all chooses the exact same action, then there's only one action, and so there's only one that can win. Um, which is kind of fun. Um, and um, yep. So yeah, actually, what occurred to me before that is that like in the case of 2, then it would come out as like 50%, whereas in the case of 3, it would come out as 33%, because in the case of 2, half of them are perfect, and in the case of 3, yeah, a third of them are perfect. All right. Yeah, so maybe I should just do these thresholds, and so then it's just a matter of like, how many of these thresholds do I want to do? Like, I could just do 3. I could just do like 0 to 33%, 33% to 66%, 66% to 100%. Although, if I divide it by 3, since there are exactly 3 actions, I'll actually be hitting those exact like it won't be hard to hit those exact boundary lines. I might want to do like 4, because then it'll be like, because like with 3 actions, it's like rare that you ever hit the 25%. Although in the case that there are actually only 2 actions chosen, which is going to be the uncommon scenario, but it will happen, then you would hit exactly on the 50%, and so yeah, that's fine. I can just like call 50% like up 1 tick. I still don't even know what the so for clarity, adlibs event goals isn't to have a successful outcome, or rather to be chosen from a special recognition, or both. That's the question, right? That's like what I'm deciding right now. So because like yeah, so like with event type with non-adlib events, like with previous events, like we know like we at the end of the event we know which actions succeeded. And at the end of the ad libs, we do know which action succeeded, but at the time that we're writing the event, we don't know what that action is. And like every time the event is run, it'll be a different action. So we we the only thing we really do know is how overall successful the event was or wasn't. And yeah, that was actually also the thing that I was just like that was just occurring to me is that like uh what like if uh excuse me, sorry. It's just occurring to me that if I write this based on like success, like I have to be so ambiguous as to like how something was successful. Like when I say success, all I mean is like what success means in this game, like what the perfect and nice means in this game, which is basically like the players who took that action gained a lot of experience. Usually they gain a lot of experience because things went really well. Uh, but I yeah, I mean, okay, so now that I have a sense of like what I can do, I should try and do it because like I have no clue how this is actually even going to work. So like I'm not going to choose the environment yet because I don't know I have no clue what I'm going to be writing right now. But let's I don't know, maybe I'll just like try like what if like the ones that I had been writing uh were like uh were like what if these what if I tried to turn these into like prescripted events? How would that go? And what will need to change? Uh, you reach a wide glen. On the far side, you see a pack of wild horses Excuse me. You see a pack of wild horses stampeding in your direction. What do you do? So, what? I've gotten used to writing events, so like, so now I'm like looking at this and I'm like, what? um, so all right, so if this is event type one, then yeah, so everything, so event type zero is the oddball. I'm not going to worry about that yet. I can come back and worry about that later. Uh, I'm just going to assume for now that they're like, I could just do it as like a binary thing, just like a mostly successful, mostly not successful thing. Maybe I should start with that. Like just like I shouldn't be adding like undue amounts of challenge to this right now. Uh, so you reach a wide glen. So like success in this case could be like you you saddle up. You tame and saddle the wild horses and ride off into the sunset. Success in this case could be that like you completely ignore the horses and you play a game of soccer in the glen. Like there's like so what is this? It's possible that I don't even. I was gonna say it's possible that I don't even write these outcomes specific to the events. Like there could just be like generic like successful, not successful outcomes. So uh thanks, Amish Cyborg. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. So yeah, Amish Cyborg says if you want to emulate how Twitch chat gives special recognition, just have Trusty Bard spam whatever the chosen user wrote. Um, it's funny you mentioned that because that we do use that in this game. We don't use it for the special recognition. Although, I mean, we kind of do. It's not part of the game systems, but the game is like I had that that thought had occurred to me when choosing or like when setting up how ad libs work because the the outcomes that are going to win and therefore the outcomes or the actions that are going to win and therefore the actions which propel these people to special recognition are the ones that people are going to spam in chat, right? Because like let's say there's an event, let's say it's the wild horses or whatever, and like let's say someone says like I don't know, like saddle horses or riot or whatever, and then that people start spamming that will win. That will win because people spam it. So yeah, and so then the first person who came up with saddle horses or riot will get the special recognition. So it yeah, that is actually technically part of the game. Yeah. So yeah, so the special recognition is to credit that person, because whoever said it first, that's neat. That's like a distinction. Like, you started a riot, so good for you. Here's some bonus points. Have a riot. All right, so I really I can't take anything for granted here. Like, because what if the winning action is like that the universe explodes, right? Like destroy universe is like the winning event. Then I can't reference the horses because the horses got obliterated. I can't reference the Glen because the Glen got obliterated. So this might be just like a fool's errand. Like, it might just be well, what an appropriate day to go on a fool's errand. It might just be that this is like a challenge that does not represent any sort of reasonable just anything within reason. Like, I might the correct answer here might just be to not do this. I don't know. I excuse me. Sorry. Excuse me. I got a really late start to streaming today. I've only been streaming for like 3 hours. Fun fact. Um, um, let's I don't know, man. I might just want to hold off on this because I don't have to make prescripted ad libs, and if they're just gonna be weird and difficult, then maybe I should just skip them for now. I don't know. I kind of want to try them just to see how it feels. So I don't have to put anything special in right now. I could just I could figure that out later. Uh, uh, I could just sorry, Yakimus. I I don't have an excuse. I don't have a good excuse for why I got started late today. I just got off to a late start. Woke up late. It was just slow getting ready. Sorry. Alright, yeah, maybe for starters I should just put in generic or no outcome. No special outcome for ad lib events. Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's fine. 'Cause yeah, I mostly just want to try them in game and see how that plays out. All right, so yeah, so I won't worry about that. I'll worry instead, and by worry I mean focus on instead trying to come up with ad lib events that can make sense for any given event type. Because event type 1, right? This is the easy one. This is super easy. All I have to do is say this is fine. I could use this one for event type 1 if I wanted to. Because with event type 1, every outcome is random. Whatever outcomes are chosen, they'll all succeed or not succeed at random. Event type 0 and 2 I think will also be pretty easy. Because with event type 0, it's just event type 1, except one of them wins at random. One of them succeeds and the others don't. I guess that one, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's some ways in which this stuff will or won't make sense. There's some ways in which depending on what action, let's say yeah, so let's say that you see a pack of wild horses stampeding your direction. Let's say one some number of players choose to tame the wild horses or whatever, and then others choose to like saddle the wild horses. Like hypothetically, that would be like you like if those were the actions, you technically kind of want that event to be event type 4, because that's the sort of thing where you'd want to be working together. Uh, hey Fred, how's it going? Like typically event type 4 and 5 are about like cooperation, whereas like uh, event type 2 and 3 are about like choosing a strategy and like going with. I mean, it's a different type of cooperation, I guess. Like event type 4 and 5 is about doing different things that go together, and event types 2 and 3 are about like trying to pick like one thing, because picking multiple things would be like a distraction, I guess. I don't know. And event type 0, 1 and 0, 0 and 1. Uh, yeah, so there's some combinations of actions that feel more like event type 2 or feel more like event type 4. And I really can't accommodate those things because there's no like it's all very subjective. Well, for one thing it's subjective. A lot of stuff about the event types are subjective, but the other is that it's it's not just subjective. It's also uh, something you feel, or like something you like you in you form by like, I don't know how to describe it. It's something like robots that wouldn't be good at necessarily, because like it's about creativity, I guess, kind of. It's about like inspiration, kind of. And I don't know how to make humans, or how to make a computer feel inspiration. At least not in a way that would like be accurate. I don't know. All right, I'm not gonna worry about that because I can't worry about that. Oh hey, earlier I was wondering if those action tags, like really long action tags, would get picked up by the system, and it turns out they do. Look at this one. This is that example that I used earlier. Apparently works. Works just fine. I just noticed that. Okay. Uh, let's So do I even want to try to make these ad libs? Yeah, I'm gonna try these ad libs just because like I'll do like I won't go crazy like trying to get them to work. Um, uh, I'm not gonna try and get like, yeah, I'll do the minimum it really takes to get these things to work, just to try them in game. And if they're horrible and I don't like them, then I'll get rid of them. But like we can at least try them. So I'll try. Maybe I'll make like one of each type, and I'll put one in each environment. And sure. Uh, all right. So event type. I'll start with the difficult ones. Let's try and do event type 4 first, because event type 4 is going to be like the hardest. Event type 5 is going to be probably the weirdest, but event type 4 is going to be the hardest. Because event type 4 succeeds if there's even distribution. It might not actually be that hard to succeed at event type 4. It might be really easy for when ad-libbing to succeed at event type 4, because it's if anything it's going to be harder to succeed at event types like 1, or no, not 1, event types like 2 and 3, because event types 2 and 3 are about like a consensus. um, I might literally just want to tell people what to do. I might literally want to be like pick, or try to balance the the actions. Like try to keep the, like, I might literally just like tell people what because like I don't know, the automated system can't really change event types. Well, that was the other thing that crossed my mind, is like I could just make it so that like I could just have to babysit them, and like I can make it so that like all the ad libs are like event type 1 by default, and that way like it could just be I could just make it so that the secret control panel actually like controls, like can actually make it so that the event type changes. So like when the event type starts, it automatically gets set to event type 1, but then while it's running I can like change it, and then whatever I change it to gets read at the end of the event, and like I don't know, maybe. Um, like those are my options right now, I guess. um, let's say so what's an event type 4? What's of the events that I've run, which ones did I do as event type 4? Um, I mean, yeah, like I was choosing event types for. Actually, that's a good point. I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to make an ad lib event type of every different type. I could just make 6 different event type ones. Um, I don't know if I necessarily want to do that, but like I don't have to make event types 4 and 5. Like if it's gonna be like really like fairly impossible to like just make a good and balanced event types 4 and 5, I could just make them all event types 0, 1, 2, or 3. Um, yeah, yeah. So the like well, so it would be automated Amish Cyborg. I'm not saying it wouldn't be automated. What I'm saying is I'd basically have like an override. I'd be able to like correct it in the case that it was, it went in a different way. So it would still play automated. Like it would still automate 100%. But I'd be able to steer it while it was automating if I wanted to. Like it'd be to my prerogative. So yeah, it wouldn't be a great solution even with that though because oh, the event types. Yeah. All right. So for anyone who doesn't know what the event types are, event type 0, one action is perfect, the others are not perfect or nice. Uh, in event type 1, oh, and in event type 0, it's chosen at random. In event type 1, or in event type 0, one is chosen perfectly at random. One at random is chosen to be perfect, and the others are not perfect or nice. In event type 1, for each action, it's randomly chosen to be perfect, nice, or neither. And each one is chosen independently. In event type 2, the one with the most votes, or the one that's chosen the most, if it's unanimous, like or nearly unanimous, then it's perfect. If it's not nearly unanimous, but it still's the majority winner, then it's nice. But if the vote is split, then neither or nice or perfect. And the one that is not the winningest is always not nice or perfect. Um, I'll just call that neutral. If it's not nice or perfect, I'll just call it neutral. In event type 3, events are perfect or nice if they get more votes, but unlike event type 2, even if it doesn't get, like, even if it's not the majority, as long as it still gets like above a certain threshold, the threshold being 40%, as long as it gets above 40%, it can still be nice. You have to get like really like almost exactly unanimous in order to get perfect in event type 3. In event type 3, it's actually harder to get like a perfect than it is in event type 2, but even if you don't get perfect, you can still get nice like for more of them. Um, and there's no failure condition because at least one of them is nice in event type 3. Event type 4 is kind of the opposite of in event type 2. In event type 2, you're trying to like choose one. In event type 4, you're trying to balance it. Oh, I should be giving examples. Um, I'll do that later. Uh, event type 4, you're trying to event type 4. Everything's perfect if everything is like relatively even. If things are like lopsided, then if things are a little lopsided, then maybe everything's nice. But if things are like crazy lopsided, then like nothing's nice, nothing's perfect, everything's neutral. Event type 5 is kind of similar to that, except everything's chosen independently. So like if one thing gets too much vote, then it's not nice or perfect. But if the other thing doesn't get too much vote, that one still can be nice or perfect, right? So like in event type 5, usually at least something gets nice or perfect. I think yeah, in event type 5, at least one thing is going to get nice or perfect, and it's kind of like the hipster event. It's like, whichever is less popular, you get more experience for. So examples, event type 0, just to recap briefly, 0 was the random one with one chosen outcome. So that's like, for example, the cricket race. You can bet on crickets, and one cricket is going to win the race, but it's chosen random each time the event plays, which cricket wins the race. Event type 1 is like an example of event type 1 is the meadow or the riot. Like those are both event type one. They're event type one. Like the actions tend to be like a bit just unrelated. Basically, it's basically like it's basically like a bunch of different event type zeros all in the same event. You can like choose different things and like maybe they'll succeed, maybe they won't. Who knows? Event type two is like pushing the boulder. You either want to push the boulder to the left of the path, to the right of the path. If you try and push it from both sides at the same time, you're not going to get very far that way. Event type three is like the rainstorm. You can look for a cave or you can build a tent. If everyone builds a tent, then you have a really great tent. If everyone looks for a cave, you're going to find the cave a lot faster. But if like half the people build a tent and half the people look for a cave, it's like, yeah, you'll get like an okay tent and you'll eventually find a cave, but it won't be okay. Event type four is like the goblin arson. It's so like the goblin arsonists, you have to chase away the goblins and you have to put out the fires. If you just chase away the goblins, then the town burns. If you just put out the fires, then the goblins like taunt you, or I don't know, whatever. The and then so event type five is like the Hall of Treasures. If everyone chooses the gold pieces, then like there aren't very many gold pieces to go around. If everyone chooses the relics, there aren't very many relics to go around. But if like some people take the gold, some people take the relics, then like yeah, okay. Right. So right. So yeah, I think maybe I'll just avoid event types 4 and 5 for now, and then because the other ones feel more feasible. Event types 0, 1, 2, and 3 like feel really just doable. So like event type 2. Let's say yeah, what is this going to be? Um you huh. I think I cleared too many of the constraints away because now it feels like very blue sky. Now I'm like I don't know what to write because there's too many things that I could possibly write. um, uh, so we could go with I'm just gonna minimize this. We go with what? Like what if maybe I should choose. Maybe I'll go by the environment. Um, so like, oh, okay, let's do one for the forest. Uh, so like, what's an open-ended thing that can happen in the forest? And I guess it doesn't have to be event type two. So like, what's just like an open-ended thing that can happen in the forest? Um, so like uh, is there something that like would not work well in like if there's something that like the predefined system of if there's something that like wouldn't work well as like a traditional event, like that would I guess be the thing that I'd want to do. Uh 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 that you're right, because like if I can do it as like a traditional event type, I should do it as a traditional event type, because those things are harder to write. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It's easier to conceive of like the full like the tradition. Oops, sorry, it's like bumped my laptop. Sorry. It's easier to conceive of like the full traditional event type when prescripting the events, and it's easier to ad lib when running it live. And now that I'm writing them, uh, like as prescripted items, then it's hard to come up with. It's funny. It's a funny duality that. All right, so let's say so uh, you you stumble into a den uh, of uh, I was gonna do I don't know, I was like thinking like a some sort of like primitive like tribe. But I guess we already did like ogre cave, which is like kind of along those lines. So I mean, like, it's not like ogres can be the only primitive tribe in like this game, but maybe I should get writing prompts. Where's that writing prompt generator that we had earlier? Um, um, do, 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 do. Uh, that oculist was my worst enemy and my worst enemy. But the truth isn't quite what some think. Yeah. I remember last time we were using this, it became very apparent relatively fast, like what was the formula that created these things. And apparently the formula doesn't scan for duplicates. My worst enemy and my worst enemy. My life is essentially the legend of the wandering, only bloodier. Yikes. There in her bank, she forgot the meaning of. Yeah, this is the same writing prompt generator that I used last time, and it's gotten to the point that I can only see the formula with it. Writing. I need more writing prompts. Writing prompt generator. Whoops, no, what the heck? Generator. Random subject prompts. Sure. Generator subjects. What does getting old mean to you? What does getting old mean to me? I don't know how that translates into an event. um, all right, how about you stumble into an ancient grove filled with what does a forest getting old mean to me? Um, uh, with massive petrified uh, uh, redwoods, or like, not necessarily redwoods. They don't have to be redwoods, but they can be. Stretching uh, 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 beyond sight, I guess. I don't know. The the forest or the forest floor is filled with strange fauna and or strange plants. Strange fauna. Um, uh, so among the trees, you see a network. I have no clue what I'm writing right now. You see a network of I have no clue. Huts and tree huts, I guess. Tree huts. No, whatever. Among the trees, you see a network of huts and rope bridges. What will you do? I might like say what will you do for like most of these, or I don't know. I think even saying like what will you do, I guess, is like basically the question for all ad lib events, because like for some events, like the question is much more pointed. Like the question, like in the cricket race, it's like which cricket will you bet on, but like, you know, for ad libs it's very open ended. The question is whether explicit or implicit. The question is almost always like what will you do. This is fine. I'm gonna call this one of them. Wait, is this event type 2 though? How is this event type 2? Um, I mean, how are any of them event type anything? Um, oh, what getting old means to me? Oh no, I interpreted the writing prompt as what does getting old mean to a forest? And so I was like, oh, an ancient forest. That's an interesting thing that we haven't done yet. And then I was like, okay, so what is in an ancient forest? Well, like there's strange fauna, right? Because it's ancient, and so animals there are going to be a little bit weird, and like they're going to seem a little strange to you. And then of course there's like I don't know, like these trees are like massive. Like if there's strange fauna, then like there's probably dangerous fauna. Probably I don't know. It's kind of implied, I guess, because so like right. So if there's like dangerous fauna, if there's strange or dangerous fauna, then maybe like civilization would have to exist in the trees. So that's how we came up with that. Um, um, right. The writing prompt generator. I'm not using it because I want to write an essay like that's very explicit to the question that they ask. I'm using it just to like find any sort of inspiration. So uh, you stumble into yeah, this is fine. So how is this event type 2? It's really not. It's really none of these things. Like I maybe I should just I don't know. Maybe for ad-libbed events, I should just choose the event type like randomly or something. Like honestly, like it's gonna make as much sense either way. So, but if I choose the event type randomly, then that's basically just making that's almost the same as making all of them event type. It's basically the same as making all of them event type 1, right? Because like it's basically just like all the outcomes get chosen randomly. So I don't know. There's not really a good answer. So um, I'll just I'll just it's relatively easy to just support the adlib event types by just changing how they get loaded in. So I'll slam them in, and then I'll just try and pay attention to like how people actually respond to them. Um, yeah. Originally, I was gonna make a new event type for adlibs. It was gonna be, and I kind of am. I kind of still am, except that, yeah, this card that I have for like new event types, uh, I don't really need it anymore. Uh, I mean, I could actually keep it. Oh yeah, I should name it something better. I tend to just like give things stupid names because with a stupid name will be enough for me to remember it, but it's like not descriptive at all. No, this is like similar to the special recognition thing. Like this event was basically going to be like yeah, I don't want to do it actually. I changed my mind. All right, delete that. Uh, yeah, the originally I was gonna make new event types for the ad libs, and then what occurred to me though is that the event type that I was gonna add, if I changed it a little bit, I could make it very similar to event type 2, and then instead of coming up with like more event types for ad libs, I just reworked all the existing event types. So I kind of did make like, I mean, ad libs kind of represent like 6 new event types that just happen to correspond to the 6 existing event types. But what I did ultimately was to like kind of like, because like they don't work the same, right? Because like there's no like so like okay, let's in an ad lib event like there can be like thousands of possible actions. But even if a prescripted event could have a prescripted event could technically have thousands of actions, and if it did, it wouldn't actually work the same way as an ad lib event, right? So yeah, I I kind of yeah, I don't know. Okay. So, oh, we fixed this. Oh, actually, no, we don't know if we fixed this yet, but we might have fixed this. Yes, this is very important. This is actually the most important thing that we're working on right now. I guess I might as well check to see if it's still going weird. That's because that is about a bug that we had happening where uh, low. Oh shoot! It must still be happening. Shoot, it must still be happening because Yakimus ended up with 263 uh, influence for some reason. Dang it. That's just so dumb. This is so dumb, and I hate it. This bug is so dumb, I swear. It's the dumbest. It's amongst the dumbest things. Alright, so let's look at, let's just make sure that it is the same thing that's happening. I mean, it has to be, right? But, whatever. Alright, copy this. Yeah, what's happening with, so Yakimus ended up with, instead of 258, Yakimus ended up with, how many? 263. Oh, wait, no, instead of 7. Oh, wait a second. Oh, this must have happened before. Oh, maybe this happened before I restarted the script. Oh. Right. Wait a second. Yeah, maybe it's just that I didn't run this. Maybe it is fixed. All right, I'll fix Yakimus later. But maybe it is fixed and it just hasn't and maybe that's just left over from before. Yeah, because before when I after I fixed it and after I restarted the script, I should have run the script. Oh no, I did run the script again, didn't I? Didn't I? Yeah, no. So it probably is still happening. All right. Uh. Yeah, I don't know why this bug doesn't like you. It just arbitrarily doesn't like people at random times. But then sometimes it fixes itself and starts. I don't know. All right, so the bug hasn't seemed to have gotten worse, right? It's still only happening a little bit, I guess. But that's all right. Let's uh let's look at this again because I honestly at this point like there must just be like one of those there's excuse me there's uh oh wait sorry wait just catching up on chat. Love shoes, wear them all the time. Yeah, I wear shoes a lot too. Shoes are cool. um Alright. Yes, right. I'm guessing this is one of those typos that like I just can't see. Do you ever have those? Like you make a typo and you just literally can't see it. Like your brain doesn't like see it. Like when your brain looks at the word, it sees the correct word instead of seeing the typo that you made. I think that might be what's happening here. Because like I cannot explain. I cannot otherwise explain like why this bug would be happening. Uh, so right. So li equals process exp gains dot keys -1. Wait, maybe it's not happening here. Maybe it's happening somewhere else. I keep looking for it here, but maybe it's actually maybe this. No, it does have to be happening here. It has to be happening here because in other places we only right. So what happens? Oh wait. So if it is happening here, it would be happening at what part? It'd be happening at the part where we reference the experience from the player dictionary. Player dictionary index li .exp. Alright, no, that's stupid. And it just should be working correctly. Oh my cripes. Oh my cripes. It's actually really obvious and it's just a stupid bug. It's literally just a stupid bug and I'm just a stupid person. I'm just a stupid person making a stupid bug. And then I fixed it. And now it's fixed. Oh my cripes. That is... Wow. Wow. It's not even that I couldn't see it. It's just that I just never looked in the right place, I guess. It was really obvious once I saw it. I was just using P-key instead of li. P-key is usually what I use for players' names, so I must just like copy and pasted this stupid... Yeah. Alright, well we fixed it is the good news, so... Wow, I'm surprised this bug didn't do like more horrible things. I'm really surprised the bug didn't do more horrible things. I'm surprised it didn't like just ruin everything all the time forever. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that it didn't cause more damage, considering how badly messed up it was. I guess like I maybe that's why I never looked here because I figured like if it was messed up that badly, like everything would get constantly ruined forever. All right, so save that. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to I'm going to I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to say all right. Well, for one thing, I'm going to stop the script so that I can restart it in just a moment, and we can rerun it again once it's working correctly. But uh, all right. So I'm going to save it, and it works now. So let's see who all was affected again. Run, raise, influence. Um, so yeah. So actually, let's put this back down to uh, just experience. If experience is less than level, and see everyone who could be like even vaguely affected, even slightly affected. Yeah, there are a few people like I don't think all of these people were actually affected by the bug, but like what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna overcompensate. I'm just gonna say so for one first we're gonna fix everyone with experience that's too low. I'm not gonna worry about the players with experience that's too high because the only two players who have experience who probably benefited from this bug recently, they didn't benefit too severely. So I'm going to do that, and then so I'm going to run this once, and it's going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to run it again, and the lows will be gone, I think, right? The lows, yeah, won't be on the list because they're fixed now. Oh, wait, how did more people get on the high list? I swear those people weren't on the low list previously. Or they weren't on the high list previously, so how did they... Alright, well again, they're not too badly messed up, so I'll just not even care. So the other thing that I'm going to do now, I think, is just like as a thank you to everyone who, as a thank you to everyone who's like suffered through this bug. I'm just gonna open. What am I gonna do? I'm going to. I'm just gonna give everyone like a bump, I think, to their influence. Except I guess I don't have to do it to the players who have too high influence already. So sorry, I'll catch up on chat in just a second. It looks like some really interesting things are happening there, but I just want to make sure I get this right. So with open exp path as p data. So let's write out exp. Yeah, so not exp at level or anything. Let's do exp times 1.2. I'm just gonna give a 20% bump to everyone's influence for suffering through this bug. Thank you, thank you. This bug is awful and it's been around for a very long time and it's awful. So round integer round as such, and actually let me just make sure I got that correct. I'm just gonna instead of actually affecting that change, I'm just gonna print it for starters. So print stuff. Alright, so this should just print out the correct adjusted values for everyone. And a lot of people just don't have experience. A lot of people like check out the game and then just like disappear. But the players who have experience or who have influence, all right, these all look very well formed. So actually, I'll be just to be clear about it. I'll print exp and then that as well. So let's do that again. Okay, so this person this must be like Lauren having like 2,282 experience. So so this person will get like a bump of like 500 experience or influence. This person will get a bump of 2. This person will get a bump of 1. So all right, I think this is good. So I'm going to do this. Uh, And I can only run the script once, because if I run the script multiple times, it'll just keep inflating everyone's influence points. So, alright. So save this. Or I don't have to save it, but, alright, here we go. Blammo! Look at all that influence gains. So now if I, run the other half of the script, the print high thing, it's gonna, so yeah, so now let's deactivate this because it's dangerous and would do, like, if I run that too many times, then it'd freak out. Now if I run the high script, like, it's gonna report basically everyone as having too high. So like so if I run this one more time, it will or I can comment this out. I don't need that anymore. If I run this again, it's gonna report like so many people of having too high influence. Yeah, look at that. So it was only the people who yeah, it's not literally everyone, but like, yeah. All right, so cool stuff. And then yeah, so congratulations to everyone. Enjoy your 20% influence bump. I very much appreciate you suffering through. Like, for example, Yakumus, like, this bug has been in the game longer than you've ever played the game before. So it's literally been here the entire time you've played the game. And so just as a thank you for suffering through it, you now have 20% more experience than you should, or 20% more influence than you should have, because you're a survivor. You're a hardy soul. Future generations won't have to worry about annoying stuff like this. Yeah. Back in my day. Yeah, and so so now when I restart the script, I'll even close this file because we just don't even have to worry about that anymore. And this one seemed to work okay as well. Yeah. All right. So oh, sorry. Yeah, I zoned out of chat for a while too. Did we cover anything super important while I was zoned out of chat? Hey, Lumpex, did I say hi to you? I think I did. Maybe I forget. If I didn't, then hey, how's it going? Yeah, fruit's cool. Food and fruit. Yeah, fruit. Cool fruit. I like fruit. I don't eat as much fruit as I used to. No, that's not true. I have a lot of fruit smoothies. Like I've been making a lot of strawberry banana, strawberry blueberry, a lot of strawberry stuff. Good stuff. Oh yeah, strawberry. You got it. You know what's up. I've never had dragon fruit before. Not that I know. And I don't even know what grenadable means. Grenadable? Did autocorrect? Did you try and type a different word and it autocorrected it to grenade-able? I don't know what that means. Pizza is amongst my favorite fruit. Yeah, I think you're a form of troll, Casper. Yeah, like showing up to someone's chat channel and just talking about shoes and fruit, like spammy, like, is like a little trollish. You're not like a horrible troll. You're like one of those doofy trolls, right? The ones that are like clumsy and like the adventuring party doesn't necessarily take you seriously, but you're mostly harmless, I guess. um, so you play a lot of you play a lot of PC on a daily basis. Yeah, my entire life is like glued to digital screens. Like I in the morning I check my desktop, and then I have my tablet with me like when I'm getting ready, and then I get to work on my laptop, and then I basically do it in reverse at the end of the day. All right. All right. So yeah, can you ask for a little programming help? Probably. Yeah. Sure. You wrote 2 lines of code that ruin your script, and you don't know why. What 2 lines are they? What language are you writing in? What are you working on? I'll need a little more information to go on, but you do spam, Casper. If your chat participation is like 80% of chat, and no one's actually talking to you, that's spamming. I know Yakumas humored like some of what you said, but like, no. If you say 20 things in a row, and like no one's actually responded to you, that's trolling. It's trolling and it's spamming. So that's yeah. If string position char name event text not equals 0, event text equals string, replace event text char name global my char name. wait, okay, so if string, so if the position of the character is not at the start of the string, then you're doing a string replace on event text. So what does it do? Like what's the bad thing that's happening? Because that makes it look like you're replacing char name with your global char name in the case that char name is not at the start of the string. Oh wait, not equals 0. Does that mean does 0 mean that it's not in the string at all? Does that is because like the find stuff that I use usually returns -1 if it's not in the string, but I guess returning 0 maybe in this case means that uh, yeah, no, I get what it's supposed to do. What is it actually doing? You said it broke your game, but so what is it actually doing? Uh, you said it broke your game, so like how did it break your game? Uh, okay. Okay, so yeah, I can restart the script now. And everything will be magically fixed forever, except the fact that I introduced a typo. If n advance coin equals 1. Do do do. There we go. Do do do. Doop doop. Okay. The problem which you don't understand is that if char name is in the string, the entire text is gone. Oh, weird. Is string replace a function that you wrote, or is it like a function of the language that you're using? Because it would seem to be that is the problem. My hunch is that string replace is eating your string, and if it's something that you can change, I would advise going to string replace and seeing what's wrong there. Uh, um, yeah, so arguments in the wrong order, that does sound reasonable, except that that's also the the order that he put them in is the order that I would expect them to be in. So maybe yeah, maybe whoever wrote string replace chose a weird order for the arguments. Like a yeah, I don't know. Um, all right, so cool. Look how great the game is forever, and everyone's happy forever. Uh, isn't it wonderful? um, all right. Um, so yeah, what are we doing now? Oh yeah, we're still writing those. I'm still trying to write these stupid. Uh, I'm having difficulty pulling the trigger on this because like it just doesn't feel up to snuff. Like it just feels weird. So is it that I can't even do an event type 2? It's like I don't even want the game to choose the event. It's like for maybe I just won't do prescripted adlib events because it's like for prescripted adlib events like I really want to exert that like that sense over it. Like maybe yeah, you know what? I might just keep it that way for now because like maybe like once I've run like a bunch of them, like maybe it'll become clearer to me like what maybe it'll become clearer to me someday like what I want to do in terms of that. But like it's still too new and like I haven't really explored that space, I guess. So I don't know, maybe the best way to explore that space would be to drop those events in and just like see how it feels and like and then change it accordingly. Um I might not though. I can worry about that later if I feel like worrying about that later. So I'll actually add that as like a thing in the backlog. I'll add like prescripted uh, adlib events and just not worry about it right now. Um, oh man, I have some crazy ideas for this game. On-screen text scroll for GM dialogue. Do I want to do that? Oh, you know what occurred to me is that if I want to do this, I have to introduce a lot of new characters to the font that we're using here because like there are a lot of characters that uh there are a lot of special characters like question marks and parentheses and like dashes and like um so I could do that. Um I the reason I want to do on-screen text scroll rather than just having Trusty Bard say it in chat is that if the chat is moving really fast, it could be really hard to see what Trusty Bard says. Like it could be really hard to see what Trusty Bard says in chat. And so I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I might want to do that. But then like I also think like well, yeah, what would that look like? I mean, I guess if I was so I'd probably be using the font like that we use for character text, not the font that we use for action text. Because the font that we use for action text is like too big. So it'd basically be like I wonder how many of those characters we could actually fit on screen. What is the width of a character in that font? Let's find out. Oh wait, I have that as a variable, as like character width as part of the font data that we have for this character set. So let's look up what that is. Uh, yeah, so font char width is 20 characters. So how many is that? Calc. So if the screen is 19, 20 across, how many 20 width characters? We can fit 96 characters across the screen. So that's not too bad, actually. Uh, and then, so 96 characters. I mean, we're not literally going to run edge to edge, so it'd actually be closer to like 90 characters or something like that. But we could fit, yeah, we could fit like 90 characters, and then like, I mean, like, yeah, I think like right now, I've been limiting the upper, like the event text, like doesn't run longer than like 280 characters. I don't think. So it'd be like I could literally. I was thinking I would have to like scroll through the text, but like I guess it could actually literally just like fit on screen. We could literally just show all the event text on screen, hypothetically. Although I guess like the the action tags would have to move like I would have to move stuff around a bit. And like yeah, so I might not want to show like literally all the text on screen at the same time. I want to do like two lines of text and like they rotate so like or like they scroll. So like it shows like two lines of scrolls then you see like two different lines of text. Um but that's like entirely doable. I would probably want to bring the action tags up a little bit. And if I brought the action tags up a little bit, I'd want like this third action tag to like not cover up my face entirely. So I might want to like move it to a different location because if it right now if it just move it upwards, it would just like it'd just be like, hey, what's up? What's up? I got an action tag on my face. Who cares? As like yeah, currently it's more like a name tag. It's like stuck to my jacket, but um, no, that's doable. I could do that. And I feel like I kind of want to. I mean, there is an alternative. Like I could instead of using more vertical space, I could put it like below the adventurer's feet or something. So it would like cover up the adventurers a little bit, but I don't know. I might not want to use like the very very bottom of the screen because like some of the margins might get like slightly cut off in like some representations or like some formats. Um, uh, yeah, how's the bug going? Any luck with that? Uh, String to be copied, substring, new substring. Yeah, that does make sense. That's the way I would have expected it to go. Uh, an empty line is displayed every time. Yeah, what about string replace could be causing event text equals string replace event text char name global my char name. Hmm. That's weird. I've never used GameMaker before, so I mean, I don't know. Nothing's like overtly wrong with like what you're doing as far as I can tell, so it's hard to say like what would be the problem. Like it seems like one of those things that like you kind of get used to. Like this sort of thing, like if you do GameMaker enough, like maybe you learn about like those like weird eccentricities and like you learn how to avoid them. But like I've never used GameMaker before, so I wouldn't know where to start in terms of like how to work around that. I mean, like sometimes the manuals are just like flatly wrong. Like there's this I forget if it's in like if it was in like when I was working in Unity or Python, but like there's like one of the range values like or it was like one of the random int values or like one of the range values like it said it was like exclusive of the upper limit, but like when I tested it, it was actually inclusive of the upper limit, or like vice versa. So like sometimes the docs are just wrong. Um, I don't know though. Yeah, everything you said seemed like sensible and like it would work. Um, I wish I could be more help. Um, if you comment out those lines, or if the event text doesn't have char name in it, it works fine. Hmm. Uh, Weird. Yeah, everything you've said points to a problem with like string replace. Are you sure like you're passing in valid values? Like is what is it? Is like what was your like your global.mychar name? Global.mychar name is like the right data format, I hope, or I assume. Um, yeah, other than that, I can't really think of what would be causing that. It's really weird. Usually when that happens, I'll print out like all the variables that are going in, just to get like as like clean a grip on like what all these things are. Um, because like sometimes I don't know. Actually, that's something I started doing more with Python. Because like with Python, I don't know how GameMaker is, but like with Python, like you don't like declare like you don't declare the type of data that a variable represents. So like I don't know. Sometimes like variables are a different type of data than I expected, or like they got swapped to like the wrong data in a weird way that I didn't expect at a certain point. But like Python's just like totally cool with it. It's like, oh, you want your string to be like a dictionary now? That's like, yeah, sure, your string's a dictionary now. Like, cool, that's fine. And then if you tried to, I don't know, uh, hmm, that was really weird. I mean, yeah. You're just yeah, no. Sorry. I don't know. If something comes to me, I'll speak up, but not like I honestly like from everything you've described, I have no clue what that could be as of yet. All right, what am I supposed to be working on right now? I mean, I guess I kind of wrap stuff up, right? Because I'm calling adlibs like done for now, basically. Um, so I'm calling this done for now. Test unlinking by linking. Oh yeah, I changed this so uh, it doesn't actually unlink that way, and we did test it too, and it did work. So cool. I'm gonna set it up so that my accounts are linked again. Oh, but I'm gonna set it up so my accounts are linked in the reverse direction, which I might have already done, but it just I just want to be testing that. So like players, which is my Twitter account. This one's my Twitter account. So yeah, there's no link data, so I'm just gonna say new text document link .txt. So this will be linked binary, and then we'll go to so I'll copy this value and say players binary. And it's like, oh cool, that works. That is way more convenient than what I usually do. All right, so new text document link .txt, and it'll just be like blemmo. All right, cool. So now my accounts are linked because I cheat and I don't use the link commands. I just hard set it. You know, global.myCharName is valid because it's required for the event. So event text for it. Yeah. The weird thing is, like, I mean, if any of those variables, like, I would suspect the literal, but it's a literal, so like I would expect the char name to be like the offending party, because like for the entire thing to get replaced, like it seems like char name would be invalid. But if it's just the literal char name, then like how can that be wrong? All right, so yeah, what do I want to do next? I could do the on-screen text scroll. I could toy with that and see what I come up with. What else is there though? Environment-based growth things. Yeah, that is something I want to do. Maybe I should do special recognition first. I don't know. Special recognition is weird because I have to keep track of a lot of data in order for that to work. Oh no, no. All I really have to do is I have to just all I have to do is just timestamp the actions. Oh, which is fine in multi, because in multi the actions are kept in a dictionary. But then for non-multi events, I'd have to come up with some way to track that data. I could change the format of like the action dictionary or the event dictionary, but like the event dictionary gets used in so many places that would be doable but awkward. Because then yeah, basically for each action, I'd want to be keeping track of like the player with the earliest timestamp. Yeah, which is doable. I could just oh no, I don't have to change event dictionary. I could just like do like a timestamp dictionary or something, and like just keep track of it separately. Yeah, because I was thinking like I can make it so that what platform is he building on? If you mean he me, I'm writing in Python, and I'm using Pygame. If you're talking about Amish Cyborg, he's using GameMaker and GML, I think it's called, GameMaker language. Hey. If you mean literally what I'm standing on, though, I'm standing on a small exercise device, which lets me climb stairs while I work, because that helps me think. Oh, gambits. Oh, gambits. Oh, gambits. Gambits. I remember gambits. Gambits. Right. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All that stressing I did over over the event type. I forgot about gambits. Okay, so I don't know if, all right, this might be weird. This might be weird. Okay, gambits. Gambits are for special recognition gambits and ad libs. They were all kind of part of the same thing, and I forgot about gambits. Right before I made it so that ad libs worked with the current event types that already existed, I was going to use gambits with ad libs, and so gambits was going to be like a new a thing that you could do in in an event in an ad lib event, and it was basically going to be like yeah, because like in an ad lib event, I wasn't sure how we were going to calculate the outcomes. And so gambits were going to be ways that players could actually influence the outcome